Everybody. I actually wanted to review chapter 6 of my book today, but I guess I'm kind of in a mood for a rant. This is not really going to be structured, but I guess I need to get some things off my chest because of some of the debates that I've had recently about the right to opt out. And I think people don't understand what I'm doing. They think that I'm just looking for attention, that I want pity. No, I don't want pity. You think that I'm giving up on myself? No, I don't give up on myself. I give up on you, in fact. I give up on you. I give up on democracy. I give up on capitalism. I give up on everything about this system that is so unfair, everything that is so unjust, everything that I have spent most of my adult life fighting against, despite the fact that most people don't actually care, despite the fact that when I was being an activist, when I was filing lawsuits and fighting against the system, when I ran for office, when I've done so many things. It's like I just wrote this book thinking that I could actually make an impact. I know it's not going to make an impact because I know people just don't give a shit, right? And so the logical conclusion is there is nothing that I can do. I've exhausted every possible remedy to this fucked up system. The only thing I can do is protect myself, right? I give up. It's not me giving up on myself. I give up on everybody else. I know that they support this system, and this is what I'm eventually going to get to. Well, actually, chapter 6, which maybe I'll do tomorrow. It talks about the public support of this tyrannical system, how basically there are no innocent bystanders, and we've exposed this during my panel discussions with people on Fine Gnosis' channel because they all support it, right? They all want to antagonize me. They all want to gaslight me and say how this is my fault because if I wanted to do it, I should just do it myself without any medical assistance. Yet they're never going to tell a pregnant woman to go out into the wilderness and have a pregnancy without any medical assistance. She should just beat her umbilical cord with a rock and she should just be okay with it. No, they don't care about the risks associated with it. And the irony is that they think that they're actually being helpful. They think that they're going to have a 15-minute conversation with you, and they're going to tell you something that you have not considered. It's like, oh, you're just weak. You're so pathetic. So that's what one of this. No, you're the one who's pathetic because you're the one who's hiding behind democracy to inflict violence against people who have harmed no one. So my only crime and the only crime of those who don't want to exist is the fact that they are law-abiding citizens. Because if they were criminals, then they would have the right to opt out. They would have the right to medical assistance. But because we are law-abiding citizens, we are forced to exist against our consent. And this is unjust. You can't say, I mean, you can't have it both ways, right? You say that we're being authoritarian to say that procreation is unethical. Fine. Maybe you can't say that procreation is unethical in all circumstances because there are some people, I guess most people enjoy existing, but you can't speak for those of us who are here. You claim that you're speaking for the unborn, but what about those of us who are here? What about the competent adults who don't enjoy life? What about those who don't want to be wage slaves, those who don't agree with democracy? And you're going to force us to exist against our will and say that this is for our benefit. No, you don't have the right to do that. This goes beyond the scope of democracy. This is not within the purview of government. The purpose of government is to protect our natural rights, not to enslave us, to force us to exist against our wills. And just because I am advocating for the legal right does not mean that I would necessarily utilize it automatically. No. The point is, I don't want to live to be 80 or 90 years old. I don't want to rot away. I don't want to be systemically oppressed without any option to opt out. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be a sitting duck. I don't want to get shot by some ICE agent. I want to go out in a humane manner. And you're gaslighting me saying that it doesn't matter how you go out. You can just go out anyway. No, this is double standard because you would never say this shit about an animal. You would never say that an animal can be tortured And the animal should not receive any medical assistance. But because I am a fucking human being, I am not entitled to the same right that a cat or a dog or a capital murderer is entitled to. This is absolutely perverse. It's absolutely disgusting. Not only do you inflict violence against those who seek medical assistance by reporting them and having them institutionalized, you also inflict violence against those who have a desire to assist those who seek medical assistance. You're going to have those people thrown into a cage. You're going to have their medical licenses revoked and destroy their ability to earn a livelihood, just like you did to Dr. Kevorkian. And you think this is just. You think that you have a right to do this. This is done in your name. This is democracy. You think that I'm just doing it for attention. No, this is democracy. This is your fucking system, by the way. And so if I want the right, then I have to plead my case. You think I want to plead my case to you? You think that I enjoy fucking begging you for a right that I should already have? I do not. But again, this is your system. This is what you support. And so if you think that it's annoying that I keep repeating the same shit, then you can stop supporting the violence which is forcing me to exist. I don't give a shit about how annoying I am. I think it is annoying the fact that you support my enslavement. Now, we can debate whether you think that life has inherent value, that life is sacred. That is your personal belief. I'm not interested in your bullshit. I'm not interested in your Christianity. I'm not interested in your pseudoscience and your metaphysical or your pathologizing about how I'm just crazy. I don't give a shit about that. It does. If I'm so crazy, if I'm so annoying, then you can support my right, and then that solves everybody's problem. Now, if my life is so sacred, because it's not sacred to me, it's sacred to you. You think that my life, and of course, I'm speaking in the first person, but I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about everybody who's in the same predicament. If you think that our lives have so much value, then you should have to pay for that value. You should have to pay for that extraction. Why should we have to maintain our involuntary existence, which does not benefit us? It benefits you, it benefits the collective. You want to enslave us and then gaslight us and say that it is for our benefit. No, it is not for. And then when I ask you, how does it benefit me? And when I ask you, what is the purpose of my life? You can't answer it. You want to tell me that, oh, your life has a purpose. You can't tell me what it is. You're telling me that I have to figure it out. Why do I have to figure it out? That is your claim. You're saying that my life has so much value. You're saying that it has a purpose. And yet you're going to tell me that it's my duty to figure it out. No, I don't have to figure it out. It is your argument. You tell me what purpose my life has. Why am I fighting to maintain this slave existence? Why am I fighting to maintain this drudgery? What is the point of this? And I'm going to end up dead anyway. We're all going to end up dead. So it's about how you die. It's like you want to die in a humane manner. I don't want to waste away. I don't want to be a slave. I have massive student loans, and I know you guys are going to gaslight me and say that's my fault. Do you think? And Trump is forcing me to pay it because they're going to garnish our wages. I have to work overtime. I have to work at least. I don't want to be specific, but in order to pay my student loans, I have to work overtime. What kind of quality of life am I going to have? And meanwhile, I'm not allowed to work. I am not allowed to earn a livelihood in my chosen trade. My education has no benefit. It does not increase my earning potential. It has actually decreased my earning potential because nobody will hire me because I'm overqualified. My quality of life is shot. I'm not going to have any meaningful quality of life. I already know that. You don't know that, but you think that I should have to explain to you every detail about my life and every detail about my circumstance before you can actually turn around and understand. I shouldn't have to get you to understand, right? It's not your place to understand. It's not your right to force anybody to exist. They should not have to explain to you why they don't want to exist in order for you to agree, because you don't have any legitimate authority to force them to exist in the first place. So no, I am not interested in your lectures. Your lectures are not helpful. Your lectures are useless. They're worthless. You think that I just want your attention. I do not. You're not going to change my mind. You have not thought about this at all. And in fact, I know that you haven't thought about this at all because when I confront you with these arguments, everything is so predictable. And it's like I don't want to be rude and interject and interrupt you, but it's like I already know what you're going to say because it's the same fucking script. You're not saying anything original. I'm listening to what you say, and I know the next thing you're going to say. It's like, okay, should I let this person finish when I already know what they're going to say? I know this is complete nonsense. I know they're just going to regurgitate the same arguments that everyone else has made, or should I cut them off? And because like I've had the same conversation over and over ad nauseum. I know exactly what you're going to say. So yes, it does seem like I'm being rude because I'm interrupting you, but I know what you're going to say, and you're wasting my time because you're saying the same bullshit that everyone else is saying, and you're not saying anything original. You're not saying anything substantive. There's no nuance. You're repeating the same status garbage, the same trite that everyone else says. The fact that you think that you have standing, the fact that you think you have legitimate authority to force people to exist against their will means that you think that we are your slaves. You think that you own us. You think that you have a right to force us to exist against our will. You do not have that right. You do not have that right because you have not paid for our existence. You not maintain our existence. We're the one who has to live our lives, whether we want to or not. And you don't have the right to force us to exist. You don't have the right to deploy state violence to interfere with our ability to um, to obtain medical assistance. You don't have that right. You don't have that authority. So I'm just going to say this one more time for those who don't understand the purpose of me going on these tirades, the fact that I wrote this book. You think that I'm just looking for attention. I am not. I don't give a shit about your attention. I care about rights. Your attention is worthless. Your opinion is worthless. Your lectures are worthless. I don't care about your opinion. You don't have a right to have an opinion about somebody else's life. It's not your life. I am not your slave. I don't have to provide whatever extraction you want. You want me to support your bullshit causes. You want me to exist for your benefit. You don't have the right to do that. I'm not going to. I'm not going to make the world a better place. You have made my life a living. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about democracy. This system has made my life a living hell. I do not enjoy this. And you're going to gaslight me and say, oh, maybe you should just what? Go take a walk in the park. Maybe you should just get laid. As if I'm not already getting laid. Are you out your fucking mind? You know how easy it is for me to get laid? It's not difficult at all. That it doesn't change the fact that my life does not serve any purpose. And you can't tell me what my and maybe for you, you don't think that it is important for somebody's life to serve a purpose. I do think that it is important. I thought that I was going to actually make some kind of impact in the world, that I was actually going to be able to affect meaningful change, make people's lives better. I could make this system more just. And now that I see how this legal system is so fucking corrupt, I know there's not a damn thing you can do. Everybody's protected for that fucking immunity. There's nothing you can do. You're just an abject slave. So what can you do besides remove yourself from the system that is oppressing you? You can't do anything about it. What I guess I could take antidepressants so that I can be a happy slave. I can learn to just accept my oppression and just go around with the silly people and play ring around the rosy. I don't know what the hell you expect me to do. I'm not a frivolous person. I'm not silly. I'm not going to go around and watch cartoons and play video games and whatever distractions people do. Because there's a lot of people who do that. They sit around eating Fruity Pebbles and playing video games while people are getting shot in the face by ICE agents. I'm sorry, but the what's the term that I used in my book? The moral injuries, they accumulate over life. And it's like when you see all these injustices over the duration of your life, they add up. And you see that nothing about this system is fair. You want to do something about it, but you can't do it alone, and nobody else gives a shit. So what are you supposed to do? Is there anybody here? Okay, I got some comments. Even if that was one reason, so be it. But that's not even the main reason for a lot of us. It goes beyond that shit. And our philosophical reason It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. You don't have to explain it to me because it's not my place to decide your reason. Like, it's your life and you should be able to do what you want with it. If you own your life, then it is your life. It is your decision to do. So whether your reasons are because you want to be free from state oppression, whether whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's not my place to decide. But other people seem to think that it is their place. I'm trying to scroll up so I can see this other comment. Also, wanting to opt out does not mean 100%. No, it doesn't mean that we're depressed. It does not mean that we're depressed. I don't know why they assume that, because they want to deflect. They want, it's like some Brady Bunch, an episode of Brady Bunch where all the problems get solved in 30 minutes, and they can just say something that makes you feel better, and then you're just going to go on and their little spill, their little speech is going to make you feel better about your lifetime of oppression. Yeah, that woman, I think that woman from Scotland, I think she's very delusional. It's almost like I would like to like drive some sense into her, but I think she's very naive about. I don't know what life is like in Scotland. I don't know, but it's like she's in some fairy tale land. Like, um, I guess I should just go around singing and prancing along and I don't know what the hell she thinks life is. Like, I think a lot of people are delusional about what life is. They don't. No, I would not necessarily jump at it, but at the same time, it takes time in order to get the right. So I have to start fighting for it now. I would not automatically jump on it. What the point is, I don't want to live to be 70 or 80 years old. I don't want to rot away. And so when shit is about to hit the fan, right? This economy is about to turn upside down. We're all fucked. And so when things really get bad, I want the right. I don't want to be forced to exist. And I don't want to have to go out into the wilderness or go out into some I'm not even going to talk about the mechanisms of accomplishing it. I don't want to do it alone. I should not have to do it alone. I did not create myself. I did not for I did not come into existence of my own volition, and so I should not have to exit my involuntary existence through my own effort. Yeah, well, thank you for here. Thank you for listening. I'm actually going to try to review chapter 6 today or tomorrow. Actually, I'm probably not going to have time to do it today. But I just think people are naive, and I'm not sure that I should be debating them because I think it's annoying. I think they're not even engaging in good faith, and what makes it so bad is I don't think that anti-Nazism is it's not a safe space anymore, because this used to be a space where we could just vent, and we had a community that actually understood. But at the same time, we have people who come in and they listen to your hardship, and then they want to weaponize it against you. They're not even anti-nativists, by the way. They're sitting here taking notes and then making videos and shit about it. And I wish he actually took my likeness and put it on his wall, and then he deleted it. I wish he would have left it up so I could have his fucking channel taken down. That fucking stalker. He's so fucking annoying. Yeah, I'm waiting for the next thing he has to say about me because I have some shit for his ass too. I guess I should stop stooping to his level. I should stop being so petty. But I find him so intolerably annoying. If he would come to the United States, that would be so great. I mean, you can talk shit from Japan all you want, but you would never say any of the shit to my face. You're a fucking pussy. You're a coward. You're a worthless piece of shit. You don't belong in space. And you're a fucking tag along. You just, I mean, how did somebody was asking me how did he get to interview David Benatar? It's not because of his own merit. It's like because he's a tag along from actual content creators who actually have the credibility to interview David Benatar. So he tags along. It's not because he has any merit of his own doing. He doesn't have any merit. Anyway, I don't want to talk about. He's so fucking annoying, and I know he's probably. I don't give a shit. He's been he has nothing but and and I don't want to talk about him. I did ask for his opinion about my book, but when I realized that he wasn't trying to provide any substantive critiques. Like he wasn't going to actually help me improve my book. That's what I was looking for. Like where are the holes in my arguments? How can I tighten my arguments? I thought he would actually be the person to point out the weaknesses, not to just do a sweeping dismissal, which this is what he's doing. And so I'm not interested in anything he has to say. I think he's a piece of shit. I think he's worthless. I'm not interested in his opinion. He keeps trying to force it on me. I don't give a shit about you. You're a piece of shit. Fuck you. I've had plenty of sex. What does that do? Yeah, I've had plenty of sex. I mean, it makes you feel good temporarily. It's not a prophylactic. He's quiet. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's like I like going on his channel, but I don't, if Steve is going to be around, I just have no desire to participate in anything, Steve. It's like that's his opportunity to stalk me. He stalks me on that channel and other people's channels. It's like it's like he's just obsessed with me, like he's in love or something. It's like it's not like real love. It's narcissistic love where he thinks that he owns me. He's really in love with himself, but he thinks that I'm his possession. He didn't contribute anything to my book. He could have, by the way, he could have contributed and made my book um, more correct or whatever. He could have provided some critique, but he decided to just be a fucking hater. Um, all right, y'all. That's my rant for today. I think I'm going to try to come back and do chapter 6. I'm not sure when I'll do that. Maybe it's already 2 o'clock. So y'all have a good day. And be sure that when I do review chapter 6, be sure to leave me some comments because um, I'm looking for ways to improve my book so that it can actually be publisher worthy, and so it won't have to be self-published. I don't think that it is. That's why I made it available for free so that you guys can give me some criticism or some ways to improve it. If I thought it was perfect, I would not be making it available for free. So yeah. Well, yeah, and thank you, Chickpea, for supporting my book. Thank you for everybody who has supported it. No, he's not an anti-natalist. He's already said he's not an anti-natalist. So his opinion is completely worthless. He's not an anti-natalist. He's not a vegan. He's just a spectator, pretty much. He's just here to talk shit and to basically clout chase off of other people's work. So I'm going to get off here. Y'all have a good day.